Josh Jacobs said you showed some film of him last night.
Yeah.
Were they?
Yeah, it was great. He's a good friend of mine, and has been over the years, and good friend of everybody's. I never saw Cliff Branch when he was down. He was always upbeat, great player, but I think our players have a good respect for who he was.
As much as any organization in the NFL, probably, you guys really cherish your past greats and your history when showing Cliff Branch. What's your message to your guys?
Well, I think the message is, number one, just give him his respect. Let's have a moment of silence and enjoy life while you're here. Life is way too short, and we never expected to lose Cliff when we did, and that was the message, honestly. And let's try to go out there and represent what he would want us to do.
How did they come about with Derek and Terrell wearing the jerseys? Was that their idea, or was that something?
I think so. Burfict wore one. I think Edgar Bennett wore one. I was thinking about wearing it, but I'll wear it here later today.
What do you think about that? Any thoughts on the Hall of Fame process, being that it's taken so long and he wasn't able to see it?
I don't know. He never misses a game. He's a world champion every year he plays. 3-year Super Bowl player, I should say. Possibly, one of the top 3 or 4 deep receivers that I've seen play, So I think he should be in, but that's for another day.
Sound like from Jacobs, you gave him a little history lesson, and last night some of the guys watched the film on Cliff, and he spoke highly of the films and the coaches you see. What do you think that means for your young receivers, some of your young receivers, some of your veteran receivers?
Well, I just think it's good. I think when you're in an NFL team, you can draw from the past. It can help you in the future, and sometimes you can use these guys. We've had Lester Hayes and Mike Haynes and numerous players in our meeting rooms helping us. But I think respect is the number one thing. Just respect the players that came before you.
You were pretty clear at the beginning of camp that nothing was going to be given to Jacobs as far as the feature back role. What have you seen from him so far in the first week or so?
Well, he's working good. I've always said he's got all the things you're looking for. He can catch, he can block, he's tough, he's got breakaway speed. He's got all the things I'm looking for, but he's got to put it all together. And when he does, I think he's got a chance to be a feature back and a good one in the NFL, and he's on the right track.
More than a week into camp now, and Antonio hasn't had a full day. He's missed consecutive sessions. I think it's appropriate to ask, what caused this feet condition?
I'm not going to get into it any other than he's getting evaluated, and we hope to have him back soon. And in the time being, we're going to continue to move on the best we can. We didn't have Darren Walder today. We didn't have Tyrell today. Derek didn't take many snaps, so it's that time of year where everybody else has to step up.
Jalen, I don't think, has been in the team sessions for the last 2 days. Is some issues?
He's had a tweaked groin, but he's been out there. And,
yeah.
You gotta modify your scripts a little bit when players go down, and it's been a challenge. But that's one of the reasons why we were in shorts today. Paul Butler's tight end didn't practice. Waller didn't practice. And Derek Carrier is on fumes, so we have to be careful with the Rams coming in here next week.
Was there any update or change to Brown's prognosis after the visit?
I don't have any update. And when I do, I'll be sure to pass that on.
Going into camp with Keith not being able to play just one fullback.
Yeah.
Is that challenging to make? If he's got to be ready for everything that a fullback has to do.
We really just found out about Keith's injury right before camp.
Yeah.
And in fairness to everybody, we do think Keith will be back soon. So hopefully Ingold can hold down the fort for another week. But he has really been impressive. Ingold has been very impressive. We're excited about it.
What sort of camp is Curtis Riley had?
Pretty good. It's going to be evaluated big time in the preseason games. He's been a very good post safety. He's a good coverage safety. We like to see him impact us on special teams, and I want to see all of our secondary people prove that they will tackle in one-on-one situations, and that's what the preseason games are for.
You've talked a little bit about team history, and this is a little bit of a tangent, but I'm wondering if you could comment in your last stint and this one on what the Romanskys, Dick and Bob, have meant to this franchise over the years.
Well, they've been here since the beginning, and if you want to tell some stories someday, that's where you want to go. Bobby's been with Al Davis, and he knows all the legendary players. He even paints their shoes. if we lose Bobby, we're going to have to hope the walls can talk to try to put the pieces together in our past. But he's a big part of our organization, and that's why we pay him more than any other equipment man in the history of football.
There's a pretty competitive group there at tight end. Derek Carrier's ability at special teams, does that really help in terms of his deserving of a spot in this 53?
Yeah, I mean, he's a really versatile guy. He's a good receiver. He's good in line. He's good on special teams. He's a good tight end, and he's going to be hard to beat out because of that versatility.
Saw a lot of work today from the backup quarterbacks. Has either one of those guys taken a bigger step in camp, do you think?
I was hoping to see a little bit more command today, not just to the system. They did some good things, just taking control of the team. And I want to see a little bit more of that here in the coming weeks. We missed a couple blitzes, missed a couple throws certainly, but I'd like to see them rally the team if Derek doesn't take the ball. I want to see somebody choke the opportunity, and I'd like to see a little bit more of that.
Have you and McVay already mapped out Tuesday, Wednesday, or does that happen like tonight?
Yeah, no, we have a little bit. We're going to have a staff meeting with the Rams when they get here to make sure we're all on the same page. Hopefully, we get enough healthy guys in here that can give us a pretty good idea where we're at.
I haven't seen, I don't think, a single shoving match or obviously not a punch thrown since you guys have been out here for 8 practices now. Is it something you're proud of, that the guys are,
Yeah, we talk about that a lot in the team meetings. Perhaps you'll see that on Hard Knocks. We really believe the etiquette is important. You got to practice in shorts, and you got to practice with speed in shorts. And if you know how to do it, and you practice doing it, you enforce how you do it, you got a chance to really be good at it. And that's the one thing I took from the 49ers when I was there years ago. We had all these Hall of Fame great players, and they practiced fast. And they practiced in baseball hats. And Jerry Rice and Ronnie Lott, and there were never collisions, but there was a lot of respect and cooperation, and there was a lot of intelligence in how they wanted to get things done. And we've showed video of old 49er film. We've showed good and bad examples of our stuff and around the league, and guys are getting better at it.
What have you seen from Renfro this last 7 days or 8 days?
I like Renfro. He can be a good punt returner. He can play in the slot. We've moved him around where he can go outside. He's quick, he's fast, he's got sure hands, and glad we drafted him. That was a good pick.
Two more guys, two more?
How open is that competition about kick returner and punt returner?
Oh, it's a challenge to beat out Dwayne Harris. I think he's more than just a returner. He's an impact cover guy. I mean, I don't know what next gen stats says, but he drew 9 or 10 penalties, on special teams. Forget about the tackles he made. He was held 9 or 10 times, probably could have been held 15 times. So it's going to be a hard guy to beat out, but we do have some candidates.
What was your reaction when you found out that Derek bought a house next to you in Las Vegas?
Really? Yeah, no, it was a great reaction. I love Derek. We have meetings at night now. We have barbecues together. It's great, man. It's great family, and proud to be with them.
All right, guys. Thank you very much.
Hey,
All right.
thanks,
Okay,
Thanks,
guys. Have a good one.